Ada sets you like this, oh?
Her madam mocked and laughed at her leg and her tiny body. Then she did the unthinkable. She swept their floors. She washed their clothes. She carried their baby and their secrets. But what she never expected was to be mocked by the very woman who should have protected her.
Your God really did you dirty. Look at your legs, like a broken hanger. No man will ever marry you.
Her madam mocked always and laughed. What this madam didn't know was someone was watching, someone closer to her. And one day, the one she mocked and laughed at shocked everyone by doing the unthinkable. This is the story of Ada, the girl with the deformed leg and tiny body. Her madam mocked her and laughed at her leg and her nature. Then she did the unthinkable. Welcome to Ideka African Folktales. Please don't go without dropping your comment or like. The house on 14 Bamidele Crescent was white on the outside, but inside darkness lived. In that house lived Ada, a 23-year-old maid with legs shaped like letter K, as if the other leg is fighting the other as she walks or even stands. A severe K-leg deformity that caused her to walk with a slow swinging limb. There was a day she was bending to sweep the compound when her flared skirt revealed her leg shape. A little innocent boy on her mother's back pointed to her and said to his mother, "Mommy, this is letter K." Yeah, Ada's leg shape was this bad. But no matter the pain, Ada rose every day before the cock crow. She scrubbed floors until her fingers wrinkled, cooked special meals for Oga she would never taste, birthed the children she did not give birth to, all with a soft, careful silence that made her presence almost ghostly. She sang as she walked, low hymns, old Igbo folk songs, the kind her late grandmother sang when life pressed too hard. It was her therapy, her anchor, her rebellion. But her madam, Mrs. Jabila, had no sympathy for melodies or deformity. Jabila was a walking ego, expensive wigs, loud perfumes, lashes like eagle feathers. Her voice cracked walls and crushed confidence. Every word she threw at Ada was deep in mockery. At home she would bark, "Why are you limping like that near my child? You want to scare him into stammering?" At the saloon, when Ada accompanied her to carry her chopping,
She's still dragging behind Edula's. Now, even Snails is faster than you. Look at this girl, oh. Even her shadow is confused from the shape of her legs. Bent like alphabet K. Tell me who born you like that? Which man will marry this kind of mistake? Tofiakwa.
laughter from strangers, from friends. And Ada in the background, carrying chopping bags heavier than her spirit, simply bow her head and blink her tears away. But someone else was watching. Mr. Ide, her madam's husband, usually silent at family dinners, began noticing more than he intended to. He watched as Ada picked up broken glass. His wife chattered in anger. He saw her hide her bruised fingers under her apron. He noticed how she never talked back, not even once. That day at the salon, as Jabila mocked her again, he caught a single tear running down Ada's cheek. Not loud, not sobbing, just existing. And something inside him shifted. The night in the house was very quiet. A kind of silence where unspoken pain hung in the air like invisible smoke. Ada slept in the boys' quarters, a damp, narrow room with peeling walls and a mattress thinner than a prayer mat. But it was hers. She did made it home with a curtain she stitched from old wrapper and a Bible tucked under her pillow. That night she knelt by her mattress, hands clasped, voice shaky. Oh dear God, I know I am not perfect, and I know people laugh, but even if my legs can't stand straight, make my life straight. Make my life stand for something. Make my life strength, Lord. Allow me not to end up the way I am mocked. The mouth that mock me and laugh at me will share my good news in Jesus' name. Ada said the last prayer when she did a flashback and remember her school days. 11 years old, Ada limping into her classroom, boys laughing. She's doing breakdance, so Kele, 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 make way, Kele is coming. The teachers pitied her then, but pity doesn't stop pain. Her parents were farmers. Her mother died during childbirth. Her father tried saving money for surgery, but death took him before the dream was half formed. That is why the Igbo name said Onwu Danger, meaning that death is evil. It has really done evil to Ada. By 17, she was handed off to a distant cousin who loaned her to the household on Bamidele Crescent. Ada was seen kneeling in prayers when the door creaked. Ada looked off quickly, thinking her madam is calling for the baby as usual. Her eyes read from the prayer. It was not her, but it was him, Mr. Ide, her master. He stood at the entrance. He had come to drop off old shoes and shirts he no longer wore as he occasionally did. He paused. He had heard her prayer. He shouldn't have, but he did. There was something raw in that prayer. Not just pain, but purity. A kind of hope most people lose by adulthood. He cleared his throat. You like praying? He asked softly. Ada nodded, startled. Yes, sir. How do you pray if nothing changes? He asked almost curiously. She smiled, a weak, broken kind of smile. Because even if when things don't change outside, something changes inside. Mr. Ide didn't reply her. Rather, he stayed at her longer than usual that night. There was something sacred in her sorrow, something holy in her humility. That night, he didn't sleep well. And the moment he heard her prayer, Mr. Ide found himself noticing Ada more, not as the maid, not as the girl with the crooked legs, but as a soul trying to survive cruelty with grace. He began asking subtle questions. Have you eaten? Did you sleep well? You like fish or meat or more? It was subtle, but Ada noticed. At first, she thought it was pity. Then it felt different, warmer. He started saving her portions of food. No scraps or leftover from Jabila's untouched plates. No, but hot takeout from his restaurant meetings. Don't give this one to the dog, he do say with a wink. And one Sunday afternoon, he found her behind the compound under the mango tree reading a dusty, tattered romance novel. He stayed and mused. You read? She quickly hid the book like it was a contraband. Sorry, sir, I was just. He waved his hand. No, 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 I didn't mean it like that. They sat beside her, shocked by her answer. I like stories, she said softly. They take me where my legs cannot go. At night, Ide lay beside his wife, cold and snoring, but his thoughts stayed under that mango tree. One day, Mrs. Jabila had to travel to her hometown in Akure for her cousin's wedding. As she rolled her designer box through the hallway, she gave Ada a mocking glance.
Yakele, behave yourself, oh. Why I am gone. And don't go trying to seduce my husband with that your broken compact legs. What am I even saying? Even if you strip naked, nobody wants to see that girl. Get a peg.
She left laughing. 3 days later, Mr. Ide felt ill, typhoid, weak, dizzy, feverish. Ada called the cook, but she had gone to her village. The driver on leave. So Ada did what her late grandmother taught her. She prepared herbs, cold compresses. She made pepper soup. She limped to the market and bought dry pala fish and utazi leaves. She pounded both and boiled. She presented it to her master and asked him to drink it while it was hot. He wanted to, but he couldn't. He was too weak to lift a spoon. Ada sat him up and began to scoop the hot liquid into his mouth, the way she diligently fed their daughters. After drinking, Mr. Ide found himself sweating. Cold left his body immediately and Ada asked him to rest his head back. She sat by his bed and read to him while he slept. All his life, he has never been treated like this as an adult. Mr. Ide watched her from the edge of fever, a vision of quiet service. She wiped his brow without fear, limping between the bedroom and the kitchen with a kind of grace no straight leg could ever teach. On the fourth night, there was a cold night. Sky blessed the earth with heavy downpour, accompanied by storm, lightning, more rain, chaos in the body of Mr. Ide. It was raining riot under his boxer, not the rain of lust, but of genuine companion. Ada rushed to close the windows. The slippery ties betrayed her. She slipped hard. Mr. Ide, now stronger, sprang up and caught her before her head hit the floor, and their eyes locked. Breathless, her head against his chest, his arms around her tiny frame, and in that suspended moment, they kissed. Not forcefully, not lustfully, just quietly, like two people want to test a kind of warmth they had never been given before. He noticed her door was not yet open, and that night Mr. Ide opened her door, gently, that in between their eyes wet in tears, not of pain, but of what they both felt in their hearts. For Ada, it was her first time of opening the door. For Mr. Ide, it was his first time of being the first to open a woman's door. And this door inside a frail Kele girl seemed special to him. But the next morning brought guilt. Ada avoided Mr. Ide. She skipped meals, stayed longer outside, didn't meet his eyes. Mr. Ide felt it too. He apologized in a hushed tone behind the hallway curtain. I didn't plan for that to happen, I'm sorry. But hearts have been marked. Days passed, and one evening he handed her a small technophone wrapped in tissue. "Just so we can talk safely," he said. "The text in riddles. How is the sun today?" meant, "Did you smile today?" "The tree is strong" meant, "I am thinking about you." Under Jabila's nose, love began to root. Not wild, not reckless, but quietly, deeply. But Jabila wasn't blind forever. One day she entered her husband's car and inhaled sharply a perfume. Not hers, not his. Floral, subtle. She didn't speak, but something in her snapped into suspicion. Ada began throwing up in the mornings. First she thought it was stress, but then came nausea, late periods. She was pregnant. She did not tell anyone. She tried to hide it, but Jabila noticed her poking one morning and pounced. "What is that? Are you carrying shame in that body now? You? With that your crippled leg, who would even bother touching you?" And Ada said nothing. Jabila called her friends, neighbors, started shouting. "It's a lie. Maybe one of those drivers from the next street. Or maybe she went to seduce Malam by the gate. This thing has finished disgrace." Finally, she dragged Ada to a clinic, determined to prove the child didn't deserve to exist. She threatened her, "If you don't tell me who, I will abort it for you by myself. You can't disgrace me in my house." Ada cried silently. Then came the test. Routine blood work, compatibility check, DNA markers. The doctor returned, confused, stammering. "Madam, we need to talk." Jabila crossed her arm, said, "Hey, talk now. The baby's blood type matches your husband's. We are 99.9% certain." Boom! "Your husband is the father." And the room fell into silence so sharp it could cut a metal. Jabila froze. Ada wept. And the unthinkable had happened. The test results still echoed in the doctor's office. "Your husband is the father." Jabila's scream would have woken ancestors. She smashed the framed photo of her wedding, tore down curtains, flung Ada's few belongings into the compound like the broken trash. "You stupid cursed girl, you slept with my husband in my house with those bent things called legs. You will suffer, you will regret this." But then she heard his voice. Mr. Ide stood in the doorway, calm, steady. "Enough, Jabila." "Oh, so you are defending her now? You ruined our marriage for a cripple. I am ashamed of you, dog." Mr. Ide stepped closer. "I didn't ruin it, madam. You did it long before Ada came into our laps." She stopped, blinking. "I watched you treat everyone like trash, including me. The loudest woman in the room is often the most broken, and I am tired of being broken with you." Jabila laughed bitterly. "So what now? You will marry her, the maid? The broken leg, the compact leg?" And he nodded. "Yes, I love her, and I want to marry her." The room tore. Jabila collapsed into a chair, defeated. A once proud queen dethroned by her own venom. That night, Ada ran, disappeared, ashamed, afraid. But love has good memory. It just searched every corner of the town. And then in the heart of the dusty local market, among the smell of onions, yams, and charcoal smoke, he found her in a corner store, helping an old woman lift tomatoes. He approached quietly. She turned, her eyes red from crying. He knelt down, took out a small, simple ring. They may laugh at your legs, Ada, but your legs carry me to peace. He slid the ring on her crooked finger. Marry me, not because the world accepts you, but because I already do. And the market clapped. The wedding was small, a local church with cracked walls and plastic chairs, but love filled every inch. Ada wore a borrowed white gown, and though it flowed past her bent legs, she walked proudly down the aisle, not with grace, but with courage. She limped towards the day who waited with tears in his eyes. The pastor smiled. True love is not always perfect. Sometimes it limps, but it arrives anyway. They exchanged vows, her whispers, his trembling. And when the I do was said, heaven might not have clapped, but the earth certainly sighed. Back at the old house, Jabila packed the last of her things. She moved out with her pride deflated and her status shattered. Her social circle ruthless. They began gossiping about her. Na housemaid dey collect her husband o, no be normal housemaid o, na cripple. Wonders shall never end o, God have mercy. She couldn't look them in the eyes. And in the same house she once ruled, Ada moved in as a wife, not as a queen, but a woman loved on her own terms. Months later, the compound looks different now. There are potted plants in corners, children's books on the front steps. The gate no longer creaks with dread. Under the old mango tree where she once read in secret, Ada now sits in the open, rocking chubby, curly-haired baby boys in her arm. The cripple carried two in her womb. God is wonder, God of wonders. Their names, Obumneme and the Chukuma, meaning it is not my doing and God knows. Around her, 3 other young housemaids sit on the mat, learning how to read from the chalkboard propping against the wall. Ada teaches them softly, repeat after me, I am not worthless. They echo her words, I am not worthless. No matter what they say, I deserve love. A radio nearby plays soft gospel song. Mr. Ide walks in quietly, places a kiss on her head and waves at the girls. She smiles. She has made her pain into a platform, her mockery into a mission, her brokenness into a blessing. Take home lessons. Every woman is beautiful. Do not mock any girl. Even a cripple is a queen in someone's eyes. They laugh at her legs, mock at her in the public, say no man will want her, but the same girl they shamed became the woman they could never be. They mock a woman's body, but never mock her spirit, because sometimes the same girl you shame becomes the woman you wish you could be. Thank you very much for listening. If you enjoyed this story, like, comment and share. Would you forgive someone who mocked your pain? If life reverses it back to them, let us know in the comment section. Bye.